Hey, YouTube friends and family. Um, Welcome back. I'm JP. Um, I wanted to talk about separating seedlings out of their cells. You know, a lot of times we'll sow more than one seed just to make sure that we get germination in that cell, and then we ultimately have to come back and cut those out later, and it kills me as a plant daddy, as a plant parent. That absolutely kills me. And I know there are a lot of folks out there that are the same way. You don't want to kill them because they've gone through the whole process of germination, and there's really no reason you should have to do that as long as you get them early enough. I do have some peppers here. Look at them. I've already been digging around in these, so there are some of them that are falling over, but there's no big deal with that. That they will stand back up. Phototropism will tell them, where the light is, and they'll stand up and start growing again just fine, no problem. Now, there are a couple of things that we need to understand about, handling growing plants. You don't want to grab them by the stem. Grab them by a leaf. Leaves, you can pull a leaf off and it'll grow right back. But if you crush that stem, then it's over. That's game over. I think that's why a lot of people think that they're going to kill them when they're trying to transplant them, is they're handling them wrong. That that stem just beneath the surface, there's the cambium layer, which consists of two separate layers, the xylem and phloem. The xylem takes up nutrients, whereas the phloem pumps carbon back into the soil, and you get all that whole spiel about carbon sequestration and all that stuff. Um, but I'm just going to show you real quick how to handle a plant that you're trying to repot. So, like I said, I've already been working with these. I've got this tray that I already separated. You got one that's kind of falling over. I didn't get it deep enough, but no big deal. I'll throw a little bit more soil in there and it'll be just fine. You want to get you something, this is just like a little bamboo skewer or something. I don't even know where it come from. It's something I had in my kitchen. So I've got 4 plants in this one 6-pack cell. I think I did 4 in all of them, I think, except for this one, unless I already pulled one out. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. You don't have to be super careful with these. Just get in there and pry it out. Just don't grab it by the stem. Grab it by a leaf. If you break some roots, no big deal. Just don't crush that cambium layer. Now, go in here and make a little, and boom. It's that simple. If you break some roots, it's not like I can hear roots breaking as we speak, and it's just not a big deal. I mean, it's got more roots. It's not gonna, just not. You don't want to completely sever the entire root system, but it's not gonna be a problem if a few of the finer roots break off. And yeah, so now instead of having to kill 3 plants per cell, because I sowed 4 in each cell, I now have several more plants. These are some home saved. See, these may just, I don't know what in the world that root is latching onto. It just doesn't want to. See, even that, look how long that root is. Look how long that root is. The base of that plant is right there. That's another 3.5, maybe even 4 inches of root. And it's gonna go just fine right back in this hole. I'll make another, next video, I'll do a little quick update in the beginning if you guys remind me. Because because this, I mean, I will show you these plants. It is not a big deal. They will do just fine. Don't be afraid. There's just been a lot of people asking about this on Facebook, and I just wanted to kind of clear the air, you know, let people know you don't have to sit there and kill uh, all those seedlings. You want to try and get as much of the, you know, the soil around it as possible, but boom, no big deal. We got two more cells. That worked out perfect because I've got two. Actually, I've got one more cell than I need, but you really want to do this before they develop their true leaves. But if you don't, and this is why I tend to plant, you know, in the corners when I'm starting multiple seeds. That way there's a little bit of space there, and I'm not gonna be in, you know, super in a hurry. Knock some of that soil off, or well, it's not soil technically, but let's not argue semantics here. Oh, I'm not beating up the camera with my little dibble stick thingy skewer. And boom. All of these are going to grow beautifully now. Like I said, the phototropism will tell these plants to stand back up and to grow normal. You can even stick this in here and move that one back to the center of that cell. And boom. Now, like I said, they're laying over a little bit, but it's no big deal. These are all seeds that I saved from some datil peppers. Datils are new to me, or well, they were new to me last year, and now I have 18 of them, or well, 17 of them. I saved these seeds, and they weren't. I didn't isolate any of the pods, so I don't want to just not save all of them because, you know, if I get some variation, and they were potted with one of my super hots. Yeah, so they got potted with one of my super hots that I don't know if there was some cross pollination. There may have been, so I'm going to end up with possibly some really hot datils or some funky shaped datils, whatever. And now I'm going to get ready to sow some flower seeds. This I probably won't do on camera because, quite frankly, I've got to figure out what all I'm going to sow. I know some of these, okay, yeah, these are the ones that I need to start indoor. Let's see, I've got 5 varieties. That'll work. So this is a 50 cell tray. I've got 5 different varieties. I can do 10 of each, and this is just for my pollinators this year. Got some Mexican sunflower, bee balm, marigolds, French marigolds to be exact. This is a blend, and this is not even Marietta. I don't know who Marietta is, but apparently she's been naughty. So yeah, I'm gonna start some of these. I'm not an expert flower grower. So let's see about these poppies. Not recommended. Roots are sensitive to disturbance. So these actually need to be sown probably now. I think I'll do that tomorrow. Just sow these direct. I've got a bed that doesn't really get as much sun as it used to, and we'll see how that works. Let's check out these hollyhocks. We're just talking about these. We're not. I'll seed these, but I'm gonna do that off camera because I don't want to keep you guys too long. I kind of want to do some of these for cut flowers. You know, I know some pretty ladies that like pretty flowers, and I like growing stuff. So I figure, you know, I can get some pollinators in my garden, and then have some flowers to give to lady friends and family and stuff like that. So Okay, so these are all, it's recommended to sow direct, but boy, I don't know, I don't know if they know how hot it gets here in North Texas. But I do have some flour mixes. These, I just, I've kind of been hell bent on doing flowers to a bigger extent this year. Borage, I'm definitely going to be starting. It says to start outside before the average last frost date. Okay. I will certainly give that. I think all because I separated these, according to when they need to be, sown or started indoors, and all of these are okay to start indoors. All of these need to be sown outdoors before the last frost date, and all of these are supposed to be started outdoors, direct sown after the last frost date. I'm not waiting 2 weeks after my last frost date. 2 weeks after my last frost date is like 110. So, I mean, this is Texas. It just doesn't, we don't really have much of a spring type climate. It's cold and then it's nice for a little while and then it's cold again really fast. And then it's hot. Hot as, poppies will be going over here with those. Anyway, so yeah, like I said, just don't be afraid to separate your seedlings. It's not gonna hurt them as long as you just don't get in there and try to grab them by the leaf or by the stem. If you don't have any true leaves yet, just pull them out by the cotyledons. The cotyledons are front. You can rip off one cotyledon when that's all it has, and it's still gonna grow. I promise you, don't be afraid to move your seedlings around. You can rough them up a little bit. That's why, a lot of people top their peppers. I top my peppers. If you don't, that's your prerogative, but I like to have bushier plants, more sturdy. We get windy here pretty early in the season, and I don't want to deal with any broken plants. Of course, there isn't any wind in the summer, figures, right? Just praying for a breeze. Oh man! And when you get one, that's when it's just something to behold. Anyway, so that's tonight's video. I just thought I'd bring you guys along for a little bit of potting up, separating some, and I've stopped doing my peppers. I've basically stopped using the 72 cell trays altogether. To be quite honest, they annoy the hell out of me. I've still got some. Let me try. These cells are annoying. I cannot stand them. It says that they're supposed to help the roots grow down. I have not found that they do anything but test my patience. It's almost impossible. I don't know what, maybe the roots are sticking to something inside these cells. I don't know what it is, but that's quite annoying. You can't get a seedling out of a cell to pot it up. And if you start in these, you're going to have to pot up from this. You're gonna have to go from this to a 4-inch or 3-inch pot container, whatever. You might as well start in these 6-packs. I get it if you're trying to start a lot of seedlings, but I mean, if you're doing that, then you might as well go with something a little more like this. These I actually got. These are 200 cell trays that I got them off Amazon, but they're by Bootstrap Farmer. So yeah. These are actually pretty cool. I'm starting a lot of lettuces and greens and stuff in these. And that's mainly because you kind of want your greens and things like that to go in pretty quick. You don't want to have to grow a thing of collard greens out to something like this. Then that's going to be a really big plant. You just want to get something like this. You got a lot of them, and you can just sit there and, you know, every 6 inches or whatever, get you a collard green in, get you spinach. Doesn't do well in any kind of cell, I've found. I've got some spinach sowed into one of these in there under my lights, and whew, that is horrible germination. And it has nothing to do with these. It's just that they don't do well from, you know, starting indoors. I don't know why that is, but some things just don't do well. I may actually try to germinate all of those peppers. I mean, all of those flowers indoors. I'll have to figure something out. But that's neither here nor there. Just figured I'd bring you guys this video, and sorry I can't edit. I suck at editing. I'll figure it out eventually, but it'll have to be after I prove to you guys that I can actually grow some really, I can grow a really nice garden. I just had to sacrifice the season to tarp that bed back there, that plot, and hopefully I'm not gonna have to sacrifice this next spring. Fingers crossed. But I'm not gonna keep dealing with those grasses. Anyway, if you like the video, like and subscribe. I hope you guys stuck around to the end. I'm gonna have lots of peppers. That's pretty much, I think I'm only doing like six tomatoes, and pretty much everything else will be direct sown. Might start a few of my cucurbits a little early, get them started, get them a little head start. But other than that, oh, I do have some eggplants that I started, but you know, I don't even think they're up yet. Anyway, appreciate the view. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you again next time. Peace.